From Appalachia's Bigfoot hotspot to Theodore Roosevelt's own encounter, these are the most convincing Bigfoot sightings ever caught on camera. From the Appalachian Mountains to North Dakota, there's no shortage of Bigfoot sightings. Take this clip for example. A towering figure moves through the stillness of the forest. Some are convinced it's Bigfoot. Others aren't so sure. But Bigfoot stories in North Dakota aren't new. These legends go back centuries, long before trail cameras and viral Reddit posts. Even President Theodore Roosevelt, an experienced outdoorsman and hunter, once shared a story about something terrifying in the woods. In his 1890s book, The Wilderness Hunter, Roosevelt wrote about a seasoned mountain trapper named Bauman. This wasn't just another campfire tale. Roosevelt believed Bauman was a man of grit and reason, someone not prone to wild fantasies. And yet, what Bauman described stayed with him for life. It began when Bauman and his partner were trapped in a remote mountain pass. The land felt strange to them from the start, quiet, heavy, as if they were being watched. The first night, they returned to their camp to find their lean-to destroyed and their packs rifled through. They thought it was a bear at first, until they saw the tracks. Huge footprints, larger than any humans. And though they looked vaguely man-like, there was something off about them. The men rebuilt their camp and tried to shake the unease. But as night fell, they heard strange sounds outside the shelter. Heavy breathing, soft footsteps circling them. When they peered into the darkness, they saw nothing. The next day, Bauman's partner stayed behind to tend the camp, while Bauman went to check the traps. When Bauman returned hours later, he found the camp in ruins again, and then he saw his partner's body lying nearby, his chest crushed as if by something impossibly strong. Bauman didn't wait to investigate. He ran, and he never returned to that mountain pass again. But Bauman's story wasn't the last time someone claimed to see a giant, hairy creature in the wilderness. Over a century later, in 2017, a North Dakota man says he not only spotted Bigfoot, but tracked it.
It's a Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Gigantopithecus, whatever you want to call him.
It started with reports of strange movement in the woods near his property. Neighbors spoke of unusual noises, low growls, tree knocks, and branches snapping in the dead of night. The man, an experienced hunter, decided to investigate. He started on the trail after a family friend spotted something alarming through her kitchen window. He followed the tracks for nearly a mile. The air felt heavy, and the woods were silent except for his own breathing. Then he heard it, a loud crack, like a tree snapping in half. When he looked up, he caught a glimpse of something dark and massive moving between the trees. It was gone before he could raise his camera. He believed what he saw was Bigfoot, and though skeptics dismissed his claims, others argued his story matched countless other sightings: huge footprints, broken trees, and the overwhelming sense of being watched. On May 5th, 2024, TikTok user posted a video of his journey across the Appalachian Trail. Midway through his hike, he suddenly hears gunshots echoing through the forest, seemingly coming from nowhere.
There it goes again. It's gonna be 4. And so it's like a really weird place to shoot. I think the trail goes that way.
Viewers were quick to speculate why anyone would be firing in such a remote area. Some said it was nothing unusual, hunters, perhaps, but others pointed out how unnerving it was. But here's the thing, this didn't happen just anywhere. It happened in the Appalachian Mountains, stretched across the eastern United States. It's a place where fog is thick and heavy, where entire towns can vanish into the wilderness, and where people have long believed something else lives among the trees. For centuries, stories of a towering, hairy creature have been told by native tribes, settlers, and modern hikers alike. They call it the Appalachian Bigfoot, a beast said to stand over 8 feet tall, with long arms, matted fur, and glowing red eyes. The Cherokee spoke of Tsul'kalu', the slant-eyed giant, a race of wild men who roamed the highest ridges and kept to the shadows. Early European settlers later reported encounters with wild men of the woods, describing creatures that seemed half human, half animal. Throughout the centuries, campers have heard howls echoing through the valleys. Hunters have stumbled upon footprints too large to be human, pressed deep into the earth, and in some cases, people claim they were watched by something they couldn't see, but could feel in the silence of the forest. In Appalachia, numerous reports have emerged from states like West Virginia, Tennessee, and Kentucky, where witnesses have described encounters with the elusive creature. And of course, the legend of the Appalachian Bigfoot isn't buried in the past. Even today, hikers, campers, and locals still report seeing something massive moving through the trees. In 2015, multiple reports of a Bigfoot with glowing red eyes in the North Carolina town of Mocksville started coming. People were not ready to believe it, but just then, this video was uploaded.
Oh my god, no, Ziggy, no!
The creature was said to be 8 feet tall, and it even had the police department believe in Bigfoot. And this wasn't it, because just a couple years later in 2022, a hiker uploaded chilling footage from deep in the Appalachian wilderness.
I'm walking up my driveway for a few minutes now. I've been walking in the woods. I'm hearing really loud and weird noises. I feel like it could be Bigfoot. I am on the Appalachian Trail right now. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to get evidence of this. I'm gonna ease into that barn house up there. I was hearing the noises up there. I feel like
the video, posted to YouTube, shows a massive figure moving between the trees. It's huge, broad-shouldered, and appears to move quite fast, scaring the hiker to the core. As he wrote in the description, "This was definitely one of the scariest things that has ever happened to me, but getting this evidence was worth it." And in 2023, a Reddit user shared a story that quickly went viral among cryptid enthusiasts. It began late one night, when his normally calm golden retriever started growling as if sensing something dangerous. When he stepped outside to check on his workshop, the woods erupted with noise. He described it as sounding like 50 grown men sprinting through the trees, shaking branches and snapping limbs. Later that night, he heard mumbling voices all around his house, too quiet to make out, but eerily human. Every time he moved, the sound stopped. The air felt weird, as if something or someone was watching from the shadows. But he wasn't the only one hearing strange things in Appalachia. Another user replied with his own encounter from Ohio's Appalachian foothills. You know what? I had something similar happen recently. I live in Ohio, in the Appalachian foothills. I was laying in bed and hear something bipedal running towards the house, but it sounded so big, it shook the ground, like Jurassic Park style. Then, I heard a loud boom, went and looked, and something chucked a 100-pound wood sculpture at the door. Even as recently as 2024, sightings have surfaced on social media. One Facebook post showed blurry photos of what looked like a tall figure wandering around. The post claimed it was taken in the Appalachian Mountains, and according to the uploader, the figure disappeared the very next moment. What's unsettling about these encounters isn't just that they keep happening, it's how similar they are. Decade after decade, witness after witness, the Appalachian Mountains aren't just known for Bigfoot. There's more in these woods than we may ever understand. Take this, for example. This vast, untamed wilderness has always been a breeding ground for strange stories. Locals speak of shadowy creatures, eerie sounds, and things lurking in the woods that no one dares to name. The legends are commonplace. One of the most infamous of these legends comes from Point Pleasant, West Virginia. In the late 1960s, people began reporting a creature with glowing red eyes and massive wings that stretched wide across the night sky. They said it followed cars, swooped down from treetops, and vanished without a trace. The sightings grew so frequent that newspapers dubbed it the Mothman. For 13 months, the town lived in fear until disaster struck. In December 1967, the Silver Bridge collapsed during rush hour, killing 46 people. After that, the creature vanished. Some believed it was a warning, a harbinger of tragedy. Others thought it might have caused the collapse itself. But the creature hasn't exactly vanished, because in the same place, every now and then, a picture, a video, or a story comes up of someone who had spotted the Mothman. But then again, it wasn't just Mothman haunting these hills. Deeper in the mountains, old Cherokee stories speak of a terrifying spirit called...
Whenever we started finding Bigfoot sign, the woman of the woods showed up. If there's a Bigfoot out here, and it's the Raven Mocker, we know the woman of the woods isn't far behind.
Some say this is what the Raven Mocker looks like, appearing near the dying, disguised as either an old person or a massive black bird. Its purpose is to steal the life of its victims and extend its own existence. Even today, families whisper about hearing flapping wings and chilling laughter outside their windows at night. And explorers are still trying to get at least some kind of evidence. But not every Appalachian mystery involves giant creatures. Strange orbs of light have been seen hovering over the mountains, and no one has been able to explain them.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I've got like 6 or 8 of them all lined up across here, folks. Yeah. Unbelievable.
For centuries, hikers and locals in North Carolina's Burke County have reported seeing strange glowing orbs floating over Brown Mountain. Some say they hover low and slow, like lanterns. Others claim they streak across the sky like fireworks before vanishing. The first reports go back as far as 1771, or so the stories say. By the early 1900s, the lights had become so notorious that the US government launched an investigation. Their conclusion was that the Brown Mountain lights were nothing more than distant train headlights. But locals aren't convinced. Even today, people swear they've seen glowing blue, red, and orange orbs dancing across the ridge. Skeptics argue it's nothing but atmospheric gas or light refraction. Believers, however, say it's proof that something unexplainable is happening in Appalachia. But the stories don't just come from old legends and whispered campfire tales. In recent years, hikers have started capturing strange things on camera in the Appalachian wilderness, and what they've recorded is deeply unsettling. A video was uploaded a couple years ago which showed a woman hiking along an unmarked trail near the Appalachian Mountains. Partway through her hike, she notices something stalking her from the woods. Even after making it out of the forest, she realizes it's still following her. Watch closely.
Yep. I can't go home. What is that?
At first, it's hard to make out, but right as it reaches the tree line, you can see it crouched low before standing up on two legs. And judging by her reaction, she wasn't imagining it. But the Appalachian wilderness isn't just home to strange creatures. It's also a place of unspoken rules, warnings passed down for generations. Locals say you never whistle at night. You don't look out your window after dark. And if you hear your name being called from the woods, no matter how familiar the voice sounds, you never, ever answer. On Reddit, one user asked if these were just spooky stories or real parts of Appalachian culture. The response was chilling, and while some still dismiss these tales as folklore, others have caught real evidence on camera footage that suggests Appalachia's darkness might be more than just superstition. Witchcraft, hauntings, voices in the night. Whether these are just old superstitions or rooted in something real, one thing is clear. In the Appalachians, the line between myth and reality is dangerously thin. But it isn't just stories and legends that make the Appalachian Mountains unsettling. It's also the people who go missing there. Every year, hikers, campers, and locals vanish somewhere along the nearly 2,000 miles of wilderness. Some are explained, lost maps, harsh weather, wild animals, but others are different. They leave no trace, no footprints, no gear, nothing. On the Appalachian Trail alone, dozens of hikers have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Take Derek Luking, for example. In 2012, the 24-year-old parked his car near the Smoky Mountains and left behind a chilling note: "Don't try to follow me." He vanished into the forest and was never seen again. Then there's Paul Parkside Bernhardt, a 20-year-old thru hiker who had trekked thousands of miles only to drown mysteriously in a Maine pond just days from completing his journey. And Paul Poor, 50, who handed over his car keys to a park employee in Georgia, saying he was setting out on a 6-month hike. He never made it to the first checkpoint. And these aren't rare cases. According to Unsolved Appalachia, there are dozens of reports like this. People disappearing without explanation, often in areas where cell phone service cuts out and the trees grow so thick the sun barely breaks through. Some people believe there's nothing strange about these disappearances at all. They say the answers are simple and terrifying in their own way. The Appalachians are dangerous. The dense forests stretch for miles with no signs, no markers, and no way to call for help once you lose your bearings. Hikers have gotten turned around within feet of the trailhead. One wrong step, and you could tumble into a ravine or slip into one of the region's countless hidden caves. Predators also stalk these woods. Black bears, bobcats, and coyotes are common, and though rare, mountain lions have been spotted even in areas where they're thought to be extinct. A single swipe from one of these animals can leave little trace of a person. And then there are humans. Some believe the Appalachians hide people who don't want to be found. Criminals, survivalists, and others living off the grid. There have been stories of feral people or isolationist communities deep in the mountains, and some theorize they could be behind the disappearances. But for every skeptic who points to nature or human danger, there's someone else who doesn't believe it's that simple. They ask the same question: why are the missing people's belongings often untouched? Why are there no signs of struggle, no blood, no drag marks, not even footprints? And why do the strange sightings and howls always seem to happen near the places where people vanish? But what happened in 2017 wasn't an isolated incident. North Dakota, despite its wide open plains and sparse population, has a surprising history of Bigfoot sightings. In 1962, near Minot, a man named Dave Runkle was hunting with a friend when they noticed something following them. Runkle turned and saw what he thought was a great ape tall, with long black hair covering its body, except for its face and palms. He swore the creature wore a malevolent scowl before moving toward them, forcing the two men to run for their lives. Decades later, similar reports emerged. In 2004, a tribal employee south of Mandaree found massive footprints in the snow, spaced 5 to 6 feet apart. When police arrived, they spotted something huge moving quickly through the trees. Over the next few days, more sightings came in, including one near a trailer court where multiple witnesses saw a towering, gorilla-like figure watching from the shadows. And in 2005, drivers near White Shield reported seeing a creature with glowing red eyes. When they returned to investigate, it let out deep grunts and distant screams before vanishing into the night. Reports like these aren't rare. In fact, the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization has logged multiple encounters across North Dakota, each with eerie similarities. Witnesses describe a creature between 7 and 9 feet tall, walking upright with long strides and a musky, overpowering smell lingering in the air. And it's not just Bigfoot. Some have noticed a strange connection between sightings of this creature and reports of unidentified lights in the sky. A site called MapSquatch even maps out where Bigfoot sightings overlap with UFO activity across the state. Could it be a coincidence? Or is there something stranger at work in North Dakota's remote regions? In 2015, campers recorded a series of haunting howls echoing through the forest. One witness described the calls as coming from multiple creatures. But in Hanabia, the terror didn't start with distant howls or blurry shadows in the trees. It started with a siege. It began in the fall of 2000, when the Walker family noticed strange things happening on their rural property. They lived deep in the woods of the Kiamichi Mountains, a place so remote that their nearest neighbors were miles away. At first, it was small things. Heavy footsteps outside their home at night, unseen hands knocking on walls, and glowing red eyes peering through their windows. Their dogs became restless, barking and growling into the darkness. The family started hearing guttural howls and deep, chest-rattling growls coming from the tree line. One night, something even climbed onto their roof, shaking it violently before disappearing into the forest. One night, as the family sat inside with the doors locked and weapons ready, a rock the size of a basketball smashed into the side of their home. Then another, and another. It wasn't one creature, it was several. They moved in the shadows, circling the house, throwing rocks and branches, and letting out deafening howls that seemed to shake the walls.
When the BFRO was contacted, what did the family say was occurring at the property?
They were harassing the family. They were beating on the walls. They had gotten into a freezer and taken some frozen venison.
They heard this racket, and they come outside, and it was several of these big feet.
The walkers fired warning shots into the trees, hoping to scare whatever it was away. But the creatures didn't retreat. They stayed just out of sight, their glowing eyes flashing in the dark as they continued their assault. The family huddled together, terrified and exhausted, as the attack lasted through the night. When morning came, the creatures were gone, but their property was littered with broken branches, rocks, and massive footprints, some measuring over 16 inches long. The walkers moved away shortly after. They couldn't take another night like that. In the years since, Honobia has become infamous among Bigfoot researchers. Some believe the creatures were defending their territory. Others think the family stumbled onto a migratory path or feeding ground. Locals in the area still report strange sounds and sightings in the Kiamichi Mountains. Over the years, new videos and recordings have surfaced, keeping Honobia at the center of Bigfoot lore. In 2006, two campers filmed what appears to be a large, ape-like figure walking on two legs in the distance. Dubbed the Honobia Walker, the footage remains one of the most talked about Bigfoot videos online. Even as recently as 2023, hunters in Honobia captured this chilling image, a dark figure, partially hidden behind the trees, standing perfectly still as if watching them. Today, Honobia has embraced its strange reputation. The annual Honobia Bigfoot Festival draws researchers, skeptics, and locals alike. From Appalachia to the deep woods of Oklahoma, one thing is clear: these stories aren't going away. Whether it's Bigfoot or something stranger, people keep seeing shadows in the trees, hearing howls in the night, and finding footprints too big to explain. In this footage, we see a guy venturing deep into the woods to film some camping content. He mentioned that the reason he decided to record the scene was because of the strange noises he'd never come across before in that area. In the video, we can see him zooming in on what seems to be random branches, but if you take a closer look, the branches he's zooming in on look out of place. Other than the strange, out-of-place branches, he also noticed something weird upon heading deeper into the woods.
There's something dead over here. It smells like something dead. God, it stinks. I'm by myself in pitch dark.
If you smell a scent like a decaying corpse in the woods, it could indicate danger, natural predators, hidden hazards, or even paranormal activity. Despite this, the man continues walking around the woods, trying to investigate and identify the source of the weird vibe he's getting.
I have no light source. All I have is this night vision camera that I'm trying out. And I just came from back in there, which this light source is not picking up very well. Thought it was going to be a lot better than that. I got back in there and I had to turn around because I couldn't see. I don't even have a flashlight. But as I was walking out, there was some commotion over here.
The brief clearance provided by the wind by swaying the trees gives the man glimpses of something sinister following him. As he continues zooming into strange and out-of-place branches, he finally catches something bizarre.
Whoa. The hell was that? Oh shit.
There is clearly something lurking there, paying close attention to his every move. Could this be a predator, like a mountain lion stalking him, or something more bizarre? This next video is from a woman named Christina, who uploaded this clip to her YouTube channel on June 20th, 2014. In the video, Christina can be seen camping while waiting for the turkeys to show themselves, so she can begin her hunt. Unexpectedly, Christina is forced to stop as she finds herself in an extremely dangerous situation.
Guys, I was out here hunting, and I'm so startled right now. I think I may have stumbled across a Bigfoot. I'm just not sure. Here, let's see if you guys can tell. I'm so startled right now. I'm so startled.
Christina manages to record two human-like silhouettes in front of her. Some of the comments in her video argue that what she recorded was just two men wearing camo to hide themselves from the animals they were trying to hunt. Upon closer inspection, though, you can see the strange proportions these human-like creatures have.
Yeah, it looks like there's two Bigfoots. I don't know. It looks like he's got a dead deer in his arm or something. I'm not sure. Oh my god, I think he sees me. I have to go.
Bigfoot is described as a towering figure, 7 to 10 feet tall, with broad shoulders, long arms reaching its knees, and large feet, hence the name. Additionally, their incredible strength, as evidenced by how easily they managed to handle that deer carcass, only proves that what she managed to record that day was indeed two Bigfoot.
Being a parent brings worries, and leaving your child alone at home is one of the biggest concerns. That's why lots of parents put nanny cams around the house to keep an eye on them when they're not there. However, this parent did the same but ended up finding something else to worry about. This video comes from a nanny cam. You can see a child leaving a room and then heading back towards it. But here's where it gets strange. As the child is going back into the room, we see the head of what looks like another child peeking out from behind the sofa and then going into the room. Sounds normal, right? Well, it would be if there were actually two kids at home. But the truth is, the child was alone in the house and was the only child. So, who was the second boy? Was it really a child, or was it something far more sinister and unholy? After this incident, the parents decided to never leave their child alone at night again. A man was wandering through a deep forest. God knows for what reason, when he stumbled upon a well that was all blocked up. In the video, you can see the well covered with logs, but when the man records a look inside, he gets the shock of his life. A creepy face is staring right back at him from the depths of the well. This sight makes the man sprint away in fear. When we get a closer view of the face in the well, we can see its eerie details. Glowing purple eyes and a skull-like appearance that sends shivers down the spine. Could someone be pulling a prank on him? Or maybe it's a part of some strange ritual by a group. Or is it something beyond explanation? Whatever it is, my advice is to never, ever look inside a blocked well again. This video was posted by a man on TikTok in which he was out exploring a field of bushes at night. He used night vision to see clearly in the recording. While he was recording and moving through the bushes, he spotted something ahead. It looked like a creature that's kind of like a human, but it was bent over and doing something in the bushes. When the person zooms in on the creature notices and suddenly looks right at him. This freaks the person out, and they start running away. At first glance, the strange creature looks like a tall and skinny person, hunched in the bushes. But when you take a closer look, its bent back and long, curved neck make it even creepier. That hunched back, long neck, and those glowing eyes all remind you of something like a skinwalker. But let's hope it's not actually one of those. While a forest ranger was out observing the forest and its inhabitants, as he was recording, he unexpectedly came across a gigantic Bigfoot-like creature in the distance. This big creature was only seen walking for a few seconds before disappearing behind the trees. Some people might say it could be an ape just going for a walk. But if you look closely at how it's walking on two legs, it's different. Apes can stand on two legs. But the way this creature is moving with that posture in the video doesn't match up with how an ape would do it. Moreover, this creature is enormous. Its body is so big, especially when you compare it to the trees around it. It also has long arms and a thick black coat of fur, just like what we'd expect from a Bigfoot. The way it walks and posture even looks kind of human. So, in my opinion, this might actually be a real sighting of a Bigfoot. What do you think? This security footage was taken by someone who set up these cameras because they believe the house is haunted and wanted proof of that. And as you are about to see in this clip, the house certainly is haunted. We can see the woman sleeping in her room, everything starting out normal. But just a bit past 8 p.m., we can see the door of a small cabinet opening on its own. Soon after, the light inside it starts going on and off. But creepier, the stand near her bed seems to move slowly, to a point where it hits the bed, as if to wake her up. Once she wakes up thinking she heard something, she calls after someone in the house, who immediately comes to comfort her.
Honey?
They go back into the room to check again, knowing something is not right, but decide they do not want to stay in that room any longer. But just a few seconds after they leave, this happens. The footage ends there, but we can all say with certainty, something is wrong in that house. Could it be a poltergeist playing with them?
A hunter, despite all warnings, ventured into a haunted Siberian forest, and what happened next will chill you to the bone. The video starts in complete darkness, with only faint glimpses of the hunter and his eerie surroundings. Suddenly, he starts sprinting, his panic palpable, as something or someone chases him through the desolate woods. There's an unsettling growl, unlike anything you'd expect, echoing from the treetops. The hunter's heavy breathing and panicked voice betray his desperation as he frantically tries to escape.
Oh.
He points his camera upward, following sounds of breaking branches. Whatever is chasing him isn't on the ground. It's in the trees. In full panic mode, the hunter fires 3 shots into the darkness, but his shaky aim misses. He mutters to himself in desperation, trying to stay calm as the relentless pursuit continues. Even after the shots, the entity stalks him from unseen angles, leaving the hunter defenseless and terrified. Whether this is incredible acting or proof of something more sinister in those woods, one thing is clear. This encounter is spine-chilling. If I were in his place, I'd probably just accept my fate right there. This strange clip from Australia might just be proof that forests hold more than just animals. The video starts with a boy casually making a fire in the middle of the forest. Why, only he knows. Suddenly, a massive, mysterious creature appears. Instead of fleeing, the boy does something unexpected.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa! Whoa!
He throws something at it. This only agitates the creature, which begins chasing him aggressively. It's towering, moves with a humanoid gait, and has everyone calling it a yowie. While the encounter looks terrifying, I can't help but feel it might be fake. For one, the yowie resembles someone in a costume. And seriously, who decides to wander into the middle of a forest to make a fire? Not exactly the actions of a rational person. Still, it's creepy enough to make you wonder. This next video will definitely have you questioning what you see. While a camper was busy making a campfire, he noticed something strange in the distance. A head appeared to be peeking from behind a wall-like structure, an eerie face with long white hair and a beard. At first glance, it could be mistaken for a stone, but the resemblance to a face is uncanny. What's truly unsettling is the lifeless, fixed stare from the distance. But that's not all. Things get creepier. Later, the same head appears much closer, peering from behind. Strangely, the camper doesn't seem to notice. This chilling detail makes it clear that wasn't just a rock, but who Or what was it? And what were its intentions? Still, we don't have answers. This TikTok video shows a hotel receptionist encountering a terrifying scene in the lobby while working.
It said it's not the hotel that's haunted, it's the graveyard.
Oh.
So this service road here where Danny and I used to park, that's the old Stony Plain Road. Do you really think they, when they dug up all the bodies here, that was a good one, moved them over to the graveyard?
The CCTV footage captured in the lobby reveals a white smoky figure that appears out of nowhere, hovering and moving around. The figure has a random shape but stands out clearly against the surroundings. According to the receptionist's friend, Tim, who can be heard in the video, the building was constructed near a service road that was once an old, stony graveyard, said to be haunted. This ghostly figure, it seems, is linked to that graveyard. Creepy stuff indeed. A group of explorers set out to investigate a chilling rumor, but what they encountered was far more terrifying than they expected. The group ventured into a bus parking lot that locals whispered was haunted. As they moved around, a strange, unsettling vibe filled the air, sending shivers down their spines.
Miren. Miren. Está encendido, ve. Están encendidos. Se han encendido las luces del bus.
One old bus, out of service for years, had its tail light still glowing. It was eerie enough to draw them in for a closer look.
Pero la realidad es que no, dado que se confirma lo que algunos locatarios comentan, eventos inexplicables.
While exploring, the camera accidentally caught a glimpse of a dark figure lurking behind a tree, barely visible in the shadows. They pressed on and entered the bus, only to find it empty, just an oppressive darkness inside.
Aunque a la distancia no logra ser tan claro, una vez que Henry García acerca la imagen, queda visible algo interesante.
As they were leaving, the cameraman took one last look and captured something truly chilling. A dark figure stood in front of the buses, almost as if it was bidding the explorers farewell, warning them not to return. Whatever that figure was, this place is undoubtedly haunted, and now we have undeniable proof. This unsettling video, shared on Instagram, is leaving viewers seriously creeped out just by watching. A biker stumbles upon what appears to be a cave opening. As he gathers his things, he suddenly hears a voice calling for help from inside. The voice sounds unmistakably human.
What? Hello?
No.
Why is that?
No.
Hello? What the hell?
Suspicious and confused, the biker hesitates, unsure who could be in there, but his curiosity gets the better of him. He throws a branch into the cave for a closer look. What happens next is enough to make your blood run cold.
What the Yep, nope, I'm good.
The cave throws a bone back at him, sending the biker into a panic and sprinting away. The whole scene is unnerving, especially with deer antlers surrounding the cave's entrance, giving the impression that whatever lurks inside could be a vicious predator. If you ask me, it's possible that a skinwalker was using a human voice to lure him in. Terrifying, right? This next video captures a homeowner's terrifying encounter that forced him to reconsider staying in his house due to its haunted past. The door closes on its own, revealing a white outline. It's clear that something or someone is behind it, only to vanish when the homeowner comes in. With his flashlight on, the homeowner enters after being alerted by his motion detection camera while he was asleep. The homeowner's mobile app sends an alert whenever motion is detected. Rushing to the bathroom, he finds the door that had opened by itself now shut, but the water from the sink is strangely flowing. Feeling creeped out, he decides to call the old landowner, and what he uncovers is chilling. The previous owner, who abruptly moved out, sold the house to Mr. Suzuki, a man with a wife and child. According to the landowner, they seemed like a nice family, but one day, Mr. Suzuki claimed his wife and child had died there. He repeatedly said they were killed by someone he referred to as him. Shockingly, the landowner saw them alive that same day. Soon after, Mr. Suzuki began hearing strange noises in the house, and tragically, was found dead in a closet. Could the entity caught by the camera be the same force that drove Mr. Suzuki to madness? If I were the homeowner, I'd sell it for $1 and get the heck out of there. A Reddit user snapped this photo while photographing a home in Chattanooga. The homeowner had warned him the place was haunted, and that chilling image might just prove it. Do you see that figure? At first glance, it looks like a normal photo, but look closer. That figure, standing behind the chain link fence, was only noticed when the user reviewed the photo later that evening. It appears humanoid, but there's something off, almost alien-like. The homeowner claims the house was once an army hospital during the Civil War, where patients often died in the field out back. Could this be one of their restless spirits? Either way, it's absolutely spine-chilling. Next up, we've got undeniable and terrifying proof of poltergeist activity in various haunted locations. This poltergeist doesn't hold back. It even flips the camera.
I think what it is that you don't know actually happened. Because I heard that. And you should be like, oh, she's not right for you.
The next one seems a bit calmer, only nudging a vase and flower arrangement.
Fluffy, I wanna die!
In this clip, the spirit gets bold, performing its tricks right in front of the owner and his son. And this one? It's apparently hungry, opening every cabinet in the kitchen like it's hunting for ingredients. These videos feel like solid proof of the paranormal. Let's hope I never experience this firsthand. There's no shortage of alien sightings online, but this TikTok clip takes the cake with its eerily detailed evidence. To me, this thing looks like an alien, or at least what's left of one. Its small, decaying body seems to be sprouting mushrooms, which only adds to the creep factor. Its monkey-like facial features paired with a humanoid lower body give off an uncanny valley vibe that's hard to shake. The real nightmare, though, is the cameraman casually touching it with their bare hands. While it looks disturbingly real, I can't help but wonder if this could be a professional art piece, expertly crafted and painted. But hey, maybe that's just my brain trying to stay sane. People often ask why I avoid the woods at night, and I always tell them, videos like this are why.
¿Qué es eso, güey? Loco. ¿Qué? Loco. No mames. Eso es un nahual, güey. Eso es un nahual, güey. No mames. Mira, güey.
What you're seeing here is some kind of naked humanoid creature sprinting on all fours away from the camera. Commenters are convinced it's a nahual, a shapeshifter from Mesoamerican folklore believed to transform into its animal counterpart. After diving into some online visuals of nahuals, I have to admit, this creature does bear a creepy resemblance. What do you think? Desolate streets can often feel like a gateway to the unknown, and this video captures that eerie sensation perfectly.
Gue gak tatapan anjir. Kok ngilang anjir? Kemana tuh orang?
This is seriously creepy. The woman stands motionless, her hair hanging in front of her face, adding to the unsettling vibe. Meanwhile, the boy, well, you could call him either brave or stupid, just walks right past her completely unfazed. If I were in his place, the moment I saw her standing there like that, I would have turned right back around. It's one of those moments that make you question whether walking away was the smartest choice or the bravest. Ever visited a place that felt like it belonged on another planet? That's Lake Wallace for you.
Seen some alligator tracks earlier. They're pretty big. From the looks of it, it's probably about a 10-15 footer.
In this video, a girl and her brother were out fishing when they noticed something unsettling. The trees. These massive bald cypress trees have thick trunks that almost look like they have legs. The stark contrast between these giants and the thin trunk trees nearby adds to the otherworldly vibe.
Look. Might be a beaver or a coon.
She also comes across this bizarre skull, just lying on the ground, next to a dead raccoon. While she mentions it might be a beaver's skull, it doesn't really resemble one to me. The whole scene is unsettling. Dead animals, strange skulls, and these weird-looking bald cypress trees. It's definitely an eerie place. Ever wondered what zombie dolphins might look like? This fisherman got you covered. This creature looks like it came from another world, a cursed dolphin of some kind. It has the body of a typical dolphin, but with something extra on top of its head. After diving through the comments, one person mentioned that it might actually be a dugong, a sea mammal known for its gentle, rounded body and downward-facing snout, which helps it graze on seagrass. It does resemble this creature a bit, but still, there's something off about it. Could this be a dugong? Or is it something from another planet making its way into our seas. If the last sea creature wasn't bizarre enough, this next lake dweller will definitely creep you out with its sheer size. From the fins alone, you can tell this thing is massive. It swims with an eerie calmness, almost as if it knows it's the apex predator of that lake. Fish with similar patterns exist, but they're usually much smaller. Whatever this is, I'm staying far away from that lake. A ship crew member working late at night experienced something straight out of a paranormal horror movie and captured it all on camera.
Jesus Christ. Like everything's going all haywire. We got alarms going off. Ryan's out on patrol.
It started with the lights and electronics flickering on and off. Classic poltergeist vibes. But when the cameraman tried to leave, the door slammed shut right in front of him.
I think there's a fucking poltergeist or some shit in here. Oh! That! Oh! No, this. Holy shit!
That moment was the final straw, and the man bolted. Honestly, I'd hand in my resignation the very next morning. No job is worth facing ghostly wrath. A boat crew in Algomia, Wisconsin, stumbled upon a really bizarre phenomenon while heading back.
We're chasing a green blob.
Yeah, we're chasing a green blob. We're chasing a green blob right now. Yeah, we're okay. You guys want to see this thing? You want to see this thing?
A bright green blob was spotted in the water, moving continuously in the pitch black sea. The crew chased after it, and we can hear the captain speaking to nearby ships, or perhaps the control center, about what they were encountering. It's bizarre. Could it be a submarine surfacing? If it were, it would likely have sent out a radio signal to the boat. Or could it be something even stranger? Maybe aliens are stalking us from the waters now. This next video shows a worker's chilling experience that will make you think twice about taking night shifts. The worker discovered a statue head placed on the breaker box. Blindfolded for no apparent reason, the sight alone sent a chill down his spine. But things only got creepier from there. He noticed a strange figure dressed in black sitting on a seat in a room. The figure was looking down, but when it heard him, it glanced up. Its face resembled a woman's, but it was ghostly and unsettling. The worker couldn't help but feel that it might be connected to the statue head he found. What's even stranger is that when he reported it, the company told him to leave it where it was. What if another worker finds it and takes it? I don't even want to imagine. Keep your door locked because you never know when you might get a visit from this strange lady. This video was shared by an Instagram user who noticed something odd one Saturday morning. This woman acting strangely outside his house. She was attempting to get inside the fence, but the owner stopped her.
Anyway, see the wrong motherfucker. They need to come on around here. This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy business right here. I won't let my dog, but yeah, oh shit.
She looks as if she's possessed by a demon. At one point, she even tries to attack the owner, but he manages to get back inside the fence. However, she forces her way in, though the owner keeps her out.
No. So this is still happening.
Look at her eyes. It's as if a demon is burning her from the inside. She keeps muttering the name of Jesus, even while lying on the ground.
I'm being rebuked in the name of Jesus. Yo, I'm not sure what happened to this lady, but I'm not sure what happened to this lady. Something gotta happen.
She continues rebuking him in the name of Jesus. The cops were called, and the situation was eventually handled. I suspect the woman was either drunk or suffering from mental illness, causing her to act in such a disturbing way. Still, it's pretty terrifying to be attacked by someone exhibiting demon-like behavior. If the last video didn't make you lock your doors,
capturing the beauty of clouds on a lovely day is a wonderful experience. However, that wasn't the case for this individual. In the video, we see someone using a time-lapse to capture the changing sky, and everything seems ordinary with people moving in and out of the frame. But then, something peculiar occurs. Out of nowhere, a greenish, glowing smoke materializes and quickly disappears. Upon closer inspection and slow-motion playback, it's evident that this smoke emerges from thin air and vanishes just as mysteriously. What adds to the oddness is that the video was in time-lapse mode, making the appearance of the smoke surprisingly fast. What could this sighting possibly be? Is it a spirit? You decide. A girl received a video from the local police, and it's like something from a bad dream.
This is what the police sent me. This is what they found from all the footage.
In the video, there's a girl wearing a night dress, and she's crouched next to a car in a really strange way, almost not like a human. She's hunched over on the ground. Then she jumps to her right like a dog would. After that, she starts eating something from the ground, and her back is hunched in a way that doesn't seem possible for a person. Finally, she stands up and walks back into her house. The girl who got this video from the police says they told her that it was actually her in the video, probably sleepwalking. But she's sure that it can't be her because she would have noticed, and she was in bed, getting ready for work the next day.
I know for a fact that I worked the next morning, and I have to wake up at 6 a.m. I know I was in bed. I know I was in bed.
It's pretty spooky to think that someone could do all of that while sleepwalking and doesn't know about anything the next morning. I really hope she never sleepwalks near my property. Motion cameras are a big help for homeowners. They detect movement, take pictures, and send alerts. These cameras are also good for recording forest life, but sometimes they capture things that the humans aren't meant to see. This video is from a motion camera set up in a forest in Sydney, Australia. The camera got triggered by movement in the trees ahead. At first, when we watch the footage, there's nothing visible. Everything seems normal. Maybe just a wild cat or deer passing by. But when the video is zoomed in, things get creepy. We can spot a terrifying face hiding in the darkness, sitting beside a tree. What's even scarier is its glowing eyes, just staring blankly at the camera. It does this for a while, and then the video stops. What do you think that face was? A woman shared a picture of her new room setup on her Facebook account, excited to show it to her friends. However, the comments she received weren't about her room. They were about something else. At first glance, the picture seems normal. A sofa placed in front of a treadmill, a cozy arrangement. But if you take a closer look at the reflection in the closet mirror, you'll notice a face. When you zoom in on that face, it's not a human face, but that of a really creepy demon child. What makes it eerie is that the woman had no idea she was living with such a presence, always watching from the shadows. Ring cameras have become essential for homes, especially in forested areas. This video is from one such Ring camera. In footage, a naked man is seen walking alone at night. Surprisingly, he doesn't appear bothered by his nudity. But he's clearly terrified of something or someone. The naked man roams around the homeowner's property, yelling and searching for something. He leaves briefly, then returns to grab a pipe from the homeowner's place. Afterward, he moves to a side path, searching for something, before eventually heading back to where he came from. The unsettling part is that this man was on a late-night quest, seemingly searching for something while no one else was around. I wonder what he would have done if the homeowner confronted him. What was his purpose? Was he genuinely disturbed by something or dealing with mental instability? The answer remains a mystery. On February 3rd, 2009, 3 friends decided to go on a camping trip in Amicalola River, North Georgia. They were never seen again. A camera was recovered near their camping site, containing their very last moments.
We gonna head on up there to that Amicalola. They call it the Jugulbla River in Navajo, but there's no Navajos around here, and the Cherokees, they call it the Amicalola. So that's kind of the name that we go with around here in these parts. Yep. Stick shift. So I guess we're gonna go stop. We're gonna go our poor ass, we got some change.
The 3 of them can be seen excited about the trip, and as we heard in the video, they're planning to stop somewhere for snacks and supplies. A few hours of driving later, they finally reach their campsite. Unfortunately, they run into a problem.
So what are we gonna do?
Who we can holler at?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like we don't know what we're gonna do.
Dude, I'm about to drive around here and find some fucking where we can go, where it doesn't have any fucking posted signs, where it's just off the beaten path.
But there is nowhere around here like that.
I just passed probably 12 different little cutaways on the way up here.
They discover that the trail to the camping area is not drivable, forcing them to leave their truck near the entrance. Despite this, they push through and carry their things deeper into the forest, finally finding a campsite a few minutes later.
Is this Sierra Nevada? Hey, is that Sierra Nevada? It's blue, yes sir.
The friends can be seen having fun, drinking beer, and being loud in general. Unfortunately, towards the end of the night, they start seeing some strange things, like shadows, accompanied with unusual sounds.
White rabbits. They follow me everywhere I go. They are manita. Holy shit, that just freaked me out.
That just freaked my ass.
You see that dude? Hey!
It's not about you. Even though your name's being
quiet.
mentioned,
He's finally over here, and we're like, just be quiet.
I know, I enjoyed the sound.
They ignore the strange signs and continue having fun, drinking, and talking to the camera. Unfortunately for them, the sounds only seem to get louder until finally this happens. Sadly, much of the footage has been lost or corrupted, and we are unable to see what was chasing them in the video. Some claim that the creature chasing them was a cryptid called the Dogman. It is described as a 7-foot-tall bipedal, canine-like animal or creature that hunts campers in the middle of the night. The trio were never seen again after the attack. Well, this next clip is the stuff of nightmares, and it might just keep you awake tonight. Diagnosed with sleep apnea and concerned for her health, she set up a camera to record herself while she slept, but she did not expect to see this. Okay, If anyone out there can explain this logically without just calling it a hoax, please drop it in the comments, because I've got nothing. This next clip takes us to a desolate worksite in the dead of night, and honestly, I'm not sure what compelled this man to pull out his camera and start recording.
Hey, ¿de qué te ríes? ¿Dónde estás?
It's eerily quiet and pitch black, but here's the strange part. Who is he even talking to? And is that Spanish? If anyone can translate, let us know in the comments.
¿Dónde estás?
That's a little girl giggling, no doubt. But where is she? The camera doesn't show anyone else but this man. There's no sign of another person anywhere.
Hey, ¿cómo te llamas? A la verga, cámara. Pues, no sé qué hagas aquí, pero...
Honestly, that was deeply unsettling. Could it really be a real girl the camera somehow missed? And even if it was, what on earth would she be doing, all alone, in the middle of a construction site, in the dead of night? This next clip comes from Bob Gimlin's YouTube channel, where he shares what might just be some of the clearest paranormal evidence ever captured. Back in October 2016, Bob was the night manager at a resort in Wisconsin. On the day he got his new iPhone, Bob decided to test out its camera by snapping photos throughout the building. Out of the 118 photos and live captures he took, 6 stand out for one eerie reason. They seem to show a shadowy figure.
I didn't even notice the figure in this sequence until I started working on this video. This was not the subject of this video. I haven't even gotten to the good part yet. And it's easy to think at first that this silhouette is just me, but it's not, because I'm holding the phone in front of my face. And you can even make out that there's no arm between where the figure is and the flash. Just to be clear, I'm holding the phone to my face on the left. To prove that the silhouette on the right isn't me, look at this photo from earlier, from a few photos ago. See, no figure. I'm the only silhouette in the picture, with the flash in front of my face. And then about 10 pictures later, in the same spot, I'm not the only figure in frame.
It's definitely the reflection of 2 different figures, or should I say, one person and something else. Bob insists he was completely alone that night. The spa was locked, and he had the only keys. So, could this just be pareidolia? Our brains turning random shapes into something familiar?
When low battery mode turns on, it only takes the normal still capture. But I took 6 more pictures of that window.
Paranormal enthusiasts say spirits draw energy to manifest. So, Bob's phone battery draining at just the right moment. Coincidence? Or is this exactly what they're talking about?
I see a figure, like, going maybe down the hall. See that? But the fact that the live feature terminated as a result of low battery really jives with what paranormal speculators claim about alleged spirits or entities requiring a power source to manifest. I don't feel qualified to speculate on that.
Grainy or not, that sure looks like someone walking down the hallway. Now, imagine thinking you're completely alone in the entire property and then capturing something like this.
Empty tables, fireplace, and again, same figure, same place. And here it is blown up to 300%. Here's the bar and the POS station, another of the bar, but here it is again, and blown up to 300%. I know this is too much, I really do. Then the fireplace again, and then the figure again, and blown up to 300.
Okay, that does look like someone sitting there.
Do ghosts have eye shine? I'm not really sure what that light in the window is. It's definitely not something outside. Trust me when I say that being the only person in a rather creepy facility at midnight, my senses were heightened. There's literally no way I wouldn't have noticed a person sitting 10 to 15 feet away. You know, I was quite alert for anything amiss as a matter of self-preservation. And it was no Halloween decoration or anything like that. This place is pretty high-end, and certainly isn't the plastic skeleton type of place. And this is no skeleton.
Whatever it is, it seems to have shiny eyes, or maybe the camera flash is reflecting in them. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, this clip has enough in it to make you question everything you thought you knew. Next up is a very unusual entry. We've got not one, not two, but 3 ghostly apparitions caught on camera in the documentary series James May.
These little openings are things like shots through there is a big posh house, and this would have been incredibly busy at the time of the eruption, teeming with Romans doing Roman stuff. And it probably is worth remembering that this actually is a mass grave.
First, we have James May walking through the ancient city of Pompeii, describing it as a mass grave. Did you catch it? And that's just the beginning. Next, we head to a car garage.
I had to stand in front of the artists and say whose picture I liked best, which was a little bit awkward.
An apparition of a woman walking by. Finally, here's the third one.
Look at that. I mean, anywhere else that would be a sort of grey, cloudy day, but in Italy, even the clouds are bellissimo. It was Verdi, he was a composer, who said, "You may have the universe, if I may have Italy."
So, what do you think? 3 apparitions in one series? Is it too much to write off as coincidence? Could this be a clever marketing strategy? If you're unfamiliar with George Knapp, he's a serious career journalist who gained fame as a leading UFO reporter. However, what you are about to see is a different kind of bizarre.
This is the buckshot. See that right there behind it? Something walking behind it. Yeah, but this is a wild animal.
Yeah, and they're really spooky.
You can't get that close to it and it not know it. It should have reacted. Oh, absolutely. It have bolted out of it. So it was a person that should have, that deer. Oh, yeah, it would have known it. And it would have turned around and looked. You know, it's focused on me. And if it's that close to it right there behind it.
So, what do you think? What was that creature? It was small, really small, but it looked undeniably humanoid. Did you notice the buck's reaction? Or rather, the lack of one? It didn't flinch, didn't move, nothing. Could this actually be an alien life form? Because honestly, there's no known species on Earth that fits what we're seeing here. And that's definitely not a trick of the light. We're seeing something. The only question is, what is it? What's your take? Skinwalker Ranch, located in Utah, has a reputation as a paranormal hotspot. UFO sightings, strange lights in the sky, cattle mutilations, and even encounters with otherworldly creatures. It's got it all. But that's not all. Visitors to the ranch have reported time anomalies, bizarre electromagnetic activity, and an unshakable feeling of dread. And these pilots caught something bizarre on camera. That lake looks way too small for a serpent that size, and the area isn't exactly known for giant snakes. So, what's going on? This clip is from a security camera in Veracruz, Mexico, showing something strange. The dog seemed to have transformed into a human. Cameras malfunction sometimes. Could this explain what we're seeing? These folks were just trying to enjoy a peaceful picnic by the riverfront, but Mother Nature had very different plans. That's some serious water flow. Forget the belongings, just get out of there. People often underestimate how flash floods work and how quickly things can turn dangerous. Let me tell you, I've seen enough flash flood videos to know these people are incredibly lucky. Many haven't been so fortunate. Speaking of being lucky, this man wasn't so fortunate. That's him, clinging to a coconut tree for 12 hours. Yes, 12 hours. He eventually made it out alive, but it's a stark reminder of just how fragile and powerless we are in the face of Mother Nature. Back in 1997, officers were tailing what seemed like just another reckless driver. But strangely, for a moment, the car vanishes into the night, leaving the cops thinking the chase is over. But just as quickly, it reappears, still speeding, still swerving, and the officers stay on its tail. What happens next feels straight out of a science fiction movie. The car heads straight for a solid, intact fence. No way through. No way around, and yet it drives right through it. No crash, no splinters, just taillights fading into the darkness. The officers were left stunned. What just happened? Even after reviewing the tape, they couldn't explain it. And so, the car earned its eerie nickname, the Ghost Car. And to this day, no one can explain this footage. Here's another reminder of why safety should always be our top priority. It looks like this cyclist is falling off a cliff, barely hanging on, and honestly, there's nothing to grip onto. A fall from that height would mean serious injury or worse. That bicycle is pulling him down, and he also cannot get a good grip. He managed to survive and will surely have one heck of a story to tell. Sometimes, letting go, literally and metaphorically, can actually save us. Driving at night can be nerve-wracking enough with low visibility. But what if that wasn't the only danger lurking on the road? This eerie footage was captured by a GoPro on a biker's helmet as he sped down a lit road late at night. Everything seems calm and normal until, out of nowhere, a young boy suddenly walks right in front of the bike. The biker braces for the impact, only for the boy to vanish into thin air just moments before the collision. No one was there, and according to the biker, he didn't feel the presence of anyone afterward. Now, some might argue this clip was edited, but what's hard to ignore is the biker's genuine reaction. He clearly slows down in shock. As if trying to process what just happened. So what in the world was that? Was the boy saved by an unseen force? Or even more chilling,
Was it ever a human to begin with? Amazon's Alexa is known for its convenience, especially for seniors. But what happens when someone, or something, else in your home starts using it? And what if that someone isn't even human?
In the locks. In the locks. Please don't look fast.
This eerie video was uploaded on Reddit by a woman who had one of the creepiest encounters with Alexa in her mom's room. Late at night, the speakers in her mom's room suddenly started playing music on their own, waking her up. Naturally, the mom told Alexa to stop, and it did. But here's where things get weird. When they checked the audio history, the next day, they discovered something unsettling. Clear as day, there's a voice in the recording. A voice that isn't hers or her mom's. It's faint, almost like a teenage girl whispering, and you can hear it say something that Alexa interprets as her wake word.
Please don't look fast. Please don't look fast. Alexa, stop.
Causing her to start listening. Then, in the same soft, eerie tone, the voice says, "Play song." And that's when the speaker kicks in with the music during the middle of the night. Now here's the creepiest part. The woman and her mom were the only ones in the house. No one else could have spoken to Alexa. So whose voice was it? The whisper, the way it sounded like a girl lurking in the dark, really freaked the woman out. Since then, she's turned to Reddit, desperately seeking answers. But so far, all she's left with is this spine-chilling mystery. What do you guys think? Could this be some kind of bizarre tech glitch? Or is there something else lingering in that house? The stars have always held a sense of mystery, but now they might be holding something more sinister, like these flying triangles.
We have visual of 4 probable unidentified drones with course unknown and speed unknown.
What are those? This footage, captured by the Navy destroyer US Russell, shows some strange drones swarming around it. In the clip, you can see 2 unidentified flying objects hovering in the sky with a shape and appearance that'll make you double take. One is clearly visible, while the other is more faint, but both have an eerie triangular form, almost like flying pyramids. Seriously, it's the kind of thing you'd expect from an advanced alien civilization about to launch an attack. You can even hear the sailors in the background calmly narrating the ship's location while trying to make sense of the bizarre sight above. These drones are unsettling, to say the least. I mean, if alien ships did exist, wouldn't they look exactly like this? Mysterious, otherworldly triangles floating ominously in the sky? I don't know about you, but flying pyramids might just feature in my next nightmare. The depths of our oceans are vast and unexplored, filled with secrets waiting to be discovered. But as this shocking footage reveals, some secrets might be better left hidden. This footage comes from Encinitas, California, and shows something really weird shooting out of the ocean's surface. What's even more suspicious is that the video was later deleted from the internet, and the webcam that recorded it was taken down shortly after. That alone gives me goosebumps. In the video, you can see the ocean looking a bit wavy, but that's not where our attention should be. If you look closely in the background, you'll see a submerged object shoot out of the water and into the air. Then, out of nowhere, there's this sudden burst followed by an orange orb glowing eerily in the sky. And just like that, the thing disappears, and the video ends. What on earth did we just witness? I did a little digging, because of course, curiosity gets the best of me, and it seems like it might resemble a submarine-launched cruise missile. You know, the kind that shoots out of the water, levels off, and flies away, There's actually a ton of us Navy operations happening off the coast of Encinitas, all the way down to San Diego. So is it possible this was just a Navy test run? Maybe. But still, the way this thing shot out of the water was so intense. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to witness a celestial event? Well, this video might just give you a glimpse. Did you catch that? This video, recorded by a homeowner, captures one of the most intense thunderstorms I've seen in a while. In the footage, you can see lightning bolts cracking through the clouds in the distance. But then, out of nowhere, some really strange happens. One lightning bolt lingers in the sky for what feels like an eternity, almost as if it's been frozen in place. I mean, when have you ever seen lightning just pause mid-strike? And, as if that wasn't bizarre enough, while this unusually long lightning bolt is striking the ground, something round falls from the sky at an alarming speed. It drops straight down, heading toward the earth. And then, just like that, the video cuts off. No explanation. Nothing. So, what was that? Why did the sky stay lit for so long? What was up with that abnormal lightning strike? And most importantly, what fell from the sky? It's all so strange. Part of me wants to say, it's just some weird weather phenomenon. But another part is worried that it might be something else entirely. Like an otherworldly visitor, or I don't know, some kind of monster. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. If you have expensive clothes hanging around your house, you might want to double check those locks at night. You never know when you might get a visit from the naked home intruder. The video you just watched was captured by a home security camera and features a rather unusual intruder attempting to break into a house. In the footage, a completely naked man strolls into the driveway, casually looking around for a way in. Yes, you saw that right. Completely naked, with nothing but a bold attitude. He peers inside through the glass door, trying to find an entry point. But thankfully, the door is locked. With no luck on his side, he leaves empty-handed. I mean, can you imagine the surprise of anyone inside? It's not every day you see someone making a late-night attempt like that. This bizarre intrusion attempt certainly raises eyebrows. But I have to say, the police will likely have an easier time tracking this guy down than they would with a regular burglar. I mean, how many naked men are out wandering the streets at night? Nature never ceases to amaze us. This next video features a creature so bizarre, you'll be scratching your head wondering what in God's name nature is producing.
Birazcık çünkü agresif böyle. Çok agresif ya. Kuyruğu yaklaşık 30-35 santim falan civarında. O kadar değişik bir suratı var ki.
This clip comes from a zoo and was uploaded on TikTok, showcasing a truly strange creature that has caught everyone's attention. In the video, you can see a small, monkey-like animal cradled in the caretaker's hands. But this little guy is far from ordinary. Its fur is dark and patchy, almost as if it's thinning or falling out. Its face is small and round, with large, expressive eyes that seem to capture every ounce of curiosity. But the weirdest part is the neck. The rest of its body has a stretchy, almost alien-like quality to them. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Some folks who watched this video speculated that it might be a marmoset, but those usually have thick fur. So maybe this little creature is just a bit older or suffering from some hair loss. They say our reflections could be us, in an alternate reality or some other dimension. And honestly, I never believed it. until I stumbled upon this creepy video. This unsettling footage was recorded by a nurse at St. Paul's Hospital, who noticed something strange during her shift. The video begins with her panning the camera toward a window with blinds, but then she shifts focus to a Gatorade bottle on a side table. As she zooms in on the bottle's reflection, viewers are met with a chilling sight. A figure that appears to be a man standing right beside the window. But here's the weird part. When she turns back to the window, there's no one there. She then pans back to the bottle, and that eerie reflection of the man is still visible. Yet again, when she looks back, the space is empty. It's enough to make your skin crawl. While it initially seems like a spooky glitch from another dimension, there's actually a pretty simple explanation. The reflection is just an illusion created by a dark blue bottle with a white cap positioned at the right angle. It casts a shadow that resembles a man's outline. It's wild how our minds can play tricks on us, especially in dimly lit spaces like hospitals. Imagine you die and end up in hell, but instead of eternal torment, God hands you a car to cruise around and explore the fiery depths. Sounds wild, right? Well, this next video of a man driving through a wildfire is exactly that. That's hell right there. This footage captures a driver making their way through a wildfire that's engulfing a highway. From the very start, the sky is filled with thick smoke and flames, creating a scene that looks straight out of a nightmare. Instead of turning away, this driver decides to plunge into the fiery chaos, continuing down the road as if it's just another day. As the car enters the smoke, visibility drops to zero, with flames scorching the trees on both sides and fierce winds fueling the fire even more. It's like driving straight into the depths of hell. But miraculously, at the end of the video, the driver finally emerges from the inferno and into a clearer blue sky. Honestly, I can't help but think it was incredibly foolish to drive through that. The smoke, the heat, the wind, everything could have turned lethal in an instant. I get it. Some people might be thrill seekers, but this is pushing it to a whole new level. What were they thinking? This next video was uploaded on Facebook by a homeowner who's seeking answers about a truly bizarre orb captured hovering over their neighborhood. It's not every day you spot something like this.
And it's not a helicopter, you can't hear it.
In the video, it's dark out, and there's a glowing star-like object in the distant sky. This thing shines bright and is moving at a pretty decent speed. The size is quite noticeable as it glides silently over the neighborhood without a hint of engine noise or anything that might explain its presence. People are buzzing about this orb, speculating it could be an alien spacecraft. But honestly, I don't have enough solid evidence to confirm that just yet. It's certainly mysterious. What do you all think this bright, glowing object could be? Sometimes, it's the unseen forces that cause the most trouble. Just ask this Dutch woman who had a truly bizarre encounter captured on camera. Trust me, this video isn't from a horror movie. It's real life. It was uploaded by a Dutch homeowner who began experiencing some truly bizarre happenings in her house at night. From the very start, her home gives off an eerie vibe. As she films around her kitchen, the lights start flickering on their own. Scared and a bit apprehensive, she slowly approaches the light. But as she does, it suddenly stops flickering. When she walks into the kitchen, she's shocked to find all the drawers and cupboards wide open. But wait, it gets weirder. As she exits the kitchen, the light turns off by itself. If that wasn't scary enough, while she's panning the camera toward the kitchen doorway, a black figure peeks in. You can almost feel her fear as she screams. Moments later, objects start falling off the fireplace and out of the cupboards on their own. And, surprise, surprise, the flickering lights return for another round. This whole scene is downright chilling, and the sheer terror in her screams feels all too real. Honestly, if I were in her shoes, I'd be packing my bags and selling that house faster than you can say haunted. What would you do in a situation like this? This is a video from a Ring camera of a home. We can see that in the Ring cam video, it's pitch black night and it's raining. A woman approaches the door, holding an umbrella, and proceeds to ring the doorbell. Initially, it appears as if she's yawning while pressing the doorbell. As the doorbell chimes, she steps back slightly, closing her mouth after the yawn. However, things get weird. She opens her mouth wide again, standing there with her mouth agape. This unsettling sight continues for a full 20 seconds. After this time, she presses the doorbell once more, still with her mouth wide open, before finally leaving the property. The eerie part is that this unfolds in the dead of night, and the woman's prolonged mouth opening raises shivers as we consider what might have happened if the homeowner had chosen to answer the door. Spotting something unusual on the ground? Sure, you can walk right up to it and see what's going on. But when something bizarre happens in the sky, that's a whole different story. Confusing, shocking, and downright mysterious, like this video managed to capture.
Yo, what the
This clip went viral online, with many claiming it captured an unknown flying object sighting in broad daylight. The video shows the camera panning toward the sky, focusing on the clouds, when suddenly a black, bullet-like shadow zips between the clouds in a flash. This mysterious object seemed like the shadow of something massive flying above the clouds, and it was incredibly fast. You can even hear the onlookers reacting in shock, which adds authenticity and makes it hard to believe this was just computer-generated imagery. There could be many speculations about what this video captured. Some say it could be an unknown flying object, while others think there might be a more logical explanation. Perhaps a plane casting a shadow. But if it was a plane, why did it just vanish into the clouds and never reappear? This is a strange and intriguing capture, and I hope we get some answers soon. This is why you should never let your guard down.
Hey, it's there. Antonio!
Everyone else can see the danger, but this photographer is completely oblivious. People are shouting at him to move, but he just brushes it off, thinking they're the ones overreacting. For all his recklessness, that guy was unbelievably lucky, and he has those people shouting to thank for it. A delay of even half a second, and this video would have ended very differently, tragically even. Caring for the elderly often involves a comforting routine of quiet nights and familiar rhythms. But for one caregiver, what should have been another peaceful night took a chilling turn that could have come straight out of a horror movie. This eerie video, uploaded on TikTok, comes from a user who claims to be the caregiver for an elderly woman who had been unable to walk for 2 years. One night, as the caregiver drifted off to sleep, she left her phone recording by accident,
What it captured is the stuff of nightmares. The room is dimly lit, with the TV casting shadows, and the caregiver is fast asleep. At some point, she turns over in her sleep, causing the phone to fall, its camera view now eerily focused on the doorway. As the phone shifted, it captured a horrifying scene of the elderly woman who was believed to be unable to walk, standing at the doorway. She just stands there, watching, as if silently stalking the sleeping caregiver. The tension builds as the old woman remains motionless, her presence casting a heavy, sinister vibe over the scene. Then, without warning, she bolts towards the camera, and the video cuts off, leaving us with more questions than answers. How is this possible? Was she faking her condition all this time? Or are we dealing with something far more disturbing? Is she even human? It's hard not to shudder at the thought of what might have happened next. The duties of night shift nurses often differ drastically from those of their daytime counterparts. The daytime shifts are bustling with activity, but at night it's just a handful of us, the darkness, and, well, sometimes things that shouldn't be there.
Váyanse de aquí, ahorita voy a prender un incienso. Se les acabó el chistecito.
Did you catch that? This video was uploaded by a couple of night shift nurses who accidentally recorded something, or someone that wasn't supposed to be there. In the clip, they're casually recording the hospital's waiting hall. Everything seems normal at first, but then the nurse pans the camera to a shadowy corner, and that's when it gets unsettling. There, standing in the dark, is a figure. It has a humanoid appearance, like an old man hunched over as if time itself has weighed down on him. But here's the creepy part. The nurses, including the one holding the camera, swear they didn't notice anyone standing there at the time. It's only when they reviewed the footage that they saw this mysterious figure. So, who or what is this? Maybe it's just a patient waiting for assistance. But then again, why would they be lurking in that dark corner, unnoticed by everyone? The whole thing is pretty strange, don't you think? It's enough to make you wonder what really happens during those quiet, shadowy hours of the night shift. We've all heard tales of Bigfoot and Yowies, but this video from a native burial ground might introduce us to a new beast that could give all of them a run for their money. The video you just watched was captured by a trail camera set up in a burial ground forest in April 2024. At first glance, it seems like just another recording of snow-covered woods. But hold on. Things take a wild turn. After a few seconds, something massive and black suddenly materializes in the distance on the trail. This creature looks like it's covered in thick black fur, and the way it towers over the nearby trees is nothing short of astonishing. Now, some might say it could be a gorilla or some other large ape, but here's the catch. There are no gorillas or apes in this region, not even close. And the sheer size and shape of this thing blow that theory out of the water. According to the uploader, this creature is known as Kiwakatan Wapiawe, or the Dark Forest Beast, to a local native band. It's said to haunt the sacred burial grounds, emerging from time to time to remind everyone of its presence. The video's existence raises questions about the nature of this mysterious creature and the possibility of other, unknown beings inhabiting our forests. Whatever it is, the Kiwakatan Wapaya Way is a terrifying reminder of the mysteries that still surround our natural world.
For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.